Yes, good evening everyone. Let's welcome our host, Tata Bert and Pastor Orland. Magandang gabi po sa inyo lahat.
Magandang gabi naman. This is a
Magandang gabi
good
po naman
call.
sa
Good
inyong
evening,
lahat.
Pastor. I think
Magandang gabi tayo lahat.
good.
Good
Why you are
evening.
too low? Okay, that's good. Why we are being awakened again? I think God is getting closer and closer to us because with this happenings worldwide, we have to come back with all means to to his bosom and blessings that we will be needing day in and day out. So let's call our fellow Christians and fellow humanity in this world that we have no choice. This is God's will, and we will be ready all the time. So we cannot complain because that is being happening. All we do is trust Him good, trust Him by all heart, and be willing and prepared to any eventualities that God may gave us. So here we go again. Life has to go on. And this evening, we have a special day again with co-MC with Pastor Orland. And we will be sharing our sweet nothings, whatever we could do. We could go give us the wisdom if there's any on it. But nevertheless, we will try our best. So, welcome, Pastor, and we will try our best to entertain or to share a little bit knowledge what we have being an elder. So, whether true or not, but we have something to say. So let's try begin this. But for me, I would just say thank you, God, that give me life again every day. So if I have to do that, and I am always doing it, I will still continue so long as you let me live to praise you forever.
Very good intro. Very good intro, Tata Bert. And narito na naman tayo sa CPRM, a community-based Pinoy radio program produced by June and Joy Mandin with Jonathan. Maraming salamat sa inyong community service. Himig Filipino every Friday, 8 p.m. Nandito na naman tayo. Mabuhay tayo lahat. Please subscribe, pray, support this effort. We need your participation. Maraming salamat. Maligaya tayo kahit na meron silang sinasabing pandemic. Huwag tayong matakot dyan. Meron tayong Panginoon. Aalagaan tayo ng Panginoon. We just have to trust in the Lord. He knows best. Yung mga may naapektuhan ng COVID, gaya ng kapatid ko, kanina ko lang nalaman sa Pilipinas, we pray and the Lord has a purpose for everything. Para mapalakas yung ating panampalataya na ang Panginoon is in control, especially including yung ating mga community, current events, yung mga concern natin, para lalago ang ating tinatawag na Montreal Filipino community, the pride of all Filipinos, newcomers or old-timers. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat.
Yeah, actually, I am encouraging every soul that's being listening to us, just accept what God has given to us, and the
Amen.
best we could do is prepare ourselves, and we cannot complain. Maybe God has a different future and ourselves, so we are here to not to endure, but to count our blessings instead. So,
Amen.
because every day we being a survival, being awakened and see the sunrise, the beautiful morning every day is a good grace of God that is given to us every day. So, No time
Amen.
to complain, but say thank you, O Lord. I am alive again with your
Grace.
blessing. Okay, so not so much about the community because happening is just so limited and mostly virtual, but we cannot ignore the projects of the farmers because they have that program every year. That's of course the flag raising, which is the we Filipinos are still very nationalistic, and we always remember our forefathers that we shed their blood in order for us to gain this freedom we are enjoying now. So, as per schedule, it should be on June 12. Maybe they're not so lavish, very simple flag raising will do so long as the initiative is there and the meaningful and the tradition has to be maintained. So anybody who would like to attend, you have to observe uh, distancing, the protocols, or the wearing mask, and of course not so much uh, preparation, but you could say and wave your hand at a long distance, which is tantamount to saying and hugging and kissing as usual, but it will be a different way for this moment of pandemic. So all the rest may join, but we have to observe. Maybe we will not be attracting the officers of the day. That we will not be crowding, not close contact. That's possible. Hopefully, we'll be given uh, a perimeter that the officers will allow us. We still don't know. So anything else has to be determined the time comes. So likewise, the heritage are participating. I'm sure the Knights of Rizal, and of course all the members of the community who would observe this solemn occasion of our community is welcome. But of course, the main focus is always on farmers building because we cannot celebrate somewhere else, nor outdoor, nor at the park. So we have to content what we have, so and we have not to complain at all. So whatever we have, so we'll satisfy ourselves and do the best we can. What about pastor's agenda?
Well, nothing special, but it's well said. The encouragement that you gave and you opened with count our blessings. So I would encourage everyone at our hearing distance, count our blessings. There's so much blessings to count, and these blessings comes from the Lord through and by yung mga efforts natin, mga immigrants tayo, new and old, and we have come here for greener pasture, and kung ano mang mga ma-contribute o maitulong natin sa community, we have a good heart na sinasabi natin mga bayanihan. It is our privilege and it is our good spirit to be able to participate in the spirit na sinasabi nating bayanihan. Galing yan sa ating mga magulang, sa ating mga legacy na talagang matibay ang bayanihan. Kahit saan lugar, lalo na dito sa Montreal, na tulungan tayo sa mga proyekto na makakaunlad at those that will lift the spirit of the community para for the purpose especially for us to enjoy now and count our blessings, but mainly yung na-emphasize ni Tata Bert
Yeah.
for the future generations, yung ating mga anak, mga young people coming in, they're studying so hard to improve their lives, and that goes without saying that those young Filipinos will be the leaders of our community who will be counting their own blessings because we are going to pass on our blessings to them now, not not tomorrow, but now, para makita nila ang pagunlad ng ating community. And we saludo kami sa mga hardworking leaders, sa mga pamilya, but especially sa ating community. And our prayer should be na meron tayong unity, especially pag dumating yung ating celebration na tinatawag na Independence Day, because this is a worldwide celebration and we are blessed na meron tayo dito sa Montreal. Hindi lamang sa Montreal, but the most respected community in all over Canada, the Filipino community by noong 2018 through the majority vote, majority unanimous vote of the parliament. They declared in a unanimous vote the Philippine Heritage Month of June. We should celebrate and we should be thankful because finally, yung mga government officials, they recognize that it's been long overdue. Most of us who came here first in the 60s, mga professionals tayo. Even today, mga professionals, including especially yung mga hard workers nating mga caregivers, they are professionals. And we are proud of our own careers. So, maraming salamat sa mga efforts and please take care of your health, yung family ninyo, mga first generation, second generation, tayo para nung nagle-lecture ako ng mental health, I always said, your health is your wealth. Totoo talaga yan.
No wonder I'm very rich.
When we are healthy, we are rich. Mayaman tayo. Pagka nagkasakit tayo, hirap na. Hindi naman ibig sabihin pobre, pero mahihirapan ang galaw, mahihirapan ang pamilya, mahihirapan lahat ng gagawin. But thank the Lord na yung tayong mga resilient, matitibay, and we have to take care of ourselves para ngayon magtulungan tayo lalo na sa coming June. June is a very important month of the year, especially for Filipinos gaya natin, para tayo ay we will stand all together. Hindi lang stand tall. We have to stand tall, especially for the month of June. And then all year round, handa tayo to stand tall in preparation to the glorious celebration of the Filipino pride of our heritage, our rich cultural heritage. Kaya yung ating mga kaibigan ng mga other ethnic groups, including the government officials, saludo sila sa atin because they know how we work and they know how friendly we are and they know how reliable we are. Maraming salamat. Please
Yeah,
participate.
actually, I could add something like that. Like for example, we are the only Asian ethnic here in Montreal that we have our own community center. All the rest, of course, you cannot compete with the Europeans, with the Jews and the Greeks and etc. But we Asians, we are the envy of the Asian community because we are the only one having our own community center, which is not funded, not a single centavo, which I could be repeating this word again and again, that not a single centavo that supported us in our starting venture of this building that made that building a reality as of now. So I am asking the younger generation because you cannot appreciate that much because you don't see your tears uh, and pow and perspiration in order to build that building. But we elder, we left no stone unturned in order to find a single dollar in order to add to the copper of that building fund which we are enjoying now. So that's always the case. If you have money in the pocket, You didn't feel it. But if you want $1 in your pocket, you are very careful for that. You are you want to spend it very wise because you could only spend that when it is very needed the most. But speaking of the center, we have to awaken this case that we have that center is not enough. We started to build it, now it's there, but our community is growing. That building needs repair. That building needs refund. That building needs expansion. For the past 10 years, the administrators of that community center have gone nowhere. Oh, we have to go back to the objectives of our community. Let's work together. You cannot just look at it. Why don't you ask them and say hello and see what's in it? You cannot just say, oh, pamas yan, kanila yan. No, whether you like it or not, you are a Filipino and that belongs to the Filipino. So I encouraging every citizens of Filipinos or descendants of Filipinos, I might as well, that we have to look back to our heritage. It's very rich and we are very proud of a Filipino heritage that we uh, only race that we have respect, we have most generous and love-fearing country here on earth. We are one of those things. So, with this love of God, blessings will go side by side. That's
Amen.
why most Filipinos are healthy.
Wonderful. Totoo, very good encouragement. And by way of encouragement, na mapatuloy man lang yung encouragement ni Tata Bert, what we need here is good government uh, to govern our community, good leaders, honest, accountable, transparent in every way, and no selfish. Our prayer should be no selfish ambition just to have a title or position as an officer. Dapat iuna yung spirit ng constitution and bylaws. Now, presidents o mga officers is not a right, it's only a privilege provided by the constitution. So, kung iuna, if we push the spirit of the Constitution first, everything will go well. Pero pag pinapahuli, or let's say, when, now I'm making this in general, but this has been our observation for the past few years, na parang, pardon the word, for lack of better word, parang inutil ang tawag. And we pray for a wake-up call, those who are in office to take responsibility. We are here to support you. We are not here to condemn you. We are here to prove our spirit of yung tinatawag, nasabi ko na kayo na, bayanihan, spirit, tulungan. Wala yung binta-bintangan. Kundi magtulungan tayo. Kung may problema, like I said many times, may solution yan. Basta gawa na problema ng tao, may solution yan. It's just a matter of facing the problem. Para ba yung yung community natin ay parang analogy ko ay parang ba yung sa ating tahanan, yung ating bahay. May problema sa bahay, magkapatiran o parents, we resolve it as a family. Now, we should resolve whatever community problems we have as a family para magkakaisa ng espiritu, magkakaisa ng objectives for the good of our community now and the future, especially yung mga kabataan. And I believe with that in mind, we should prove our genuine interest na tayo ay responsible leaders, tayo ay responsible um, people that can promote good. Pero especially yung um, prayer is the key for a successful organization. Alam natin, walang perfect organization. Also, there is no perfect leader. But that's not an excuse to be inefficient. Pagka sinabing pagkatao lamang, no, that's not a good excuse to corrupt to the point of corrupting our organization. And we don't want to go there. We must take responsibility kung may pagkakamali, and everybody make mistakes, including myself, including si Tata Bert. We try and correct them. If we cannot correct it by ourselves, we consult others. And that is the spirit of bayanihan. I believe doon nagumpisa yung bayanihan na yan eh. Kasi yung mga magliliparan ng mga bahay, hindi magagawa naan yung mga sa baryo ng mga kahit na ilang kayo magkakapatid. No, kailangan yung mga kapitbahay, yung mga ibang mga makaibigan, mga ano, tutulong lahat yun pag nalalaman. Gaya natin, tutulong lahat tayo niyan. Pagka malaman ng mga iba, huwag nating sabihin na bahala na sila. No, hindi. Dapat tulungan tayo. Because dala natin dito yung spirit ng bayanihan talaga. Kaya yung ating mga second generation, yung mga third generation, ipabuklat ng mata sa kanila kung ano ibig sabihin ng bayanihan para they will treasure the culture of the Philippines. For example, kahit na hirap sa lengguwahe, pero at least yung spirit na we can pass on to them. Para yung tinatawag natin na concern about the Philippine Community Center that is getting old and old and older every year needs some improvement. Not only improvement, kundi renovation. And our prayer will be to encourage yung mga leaders ngayon, especially ng FAMAS, to come up with um, um, a good program, uh, realistic programs, and Tata Bert and I will help you get what is called the business number from the federal government for charitable organizations like FAMAS, and then we can help raise funds. And I pray that we will still be around because 6 months, minimum 6 months, maybe to a year or 8 months, we can have the business number for charitable organizations, just like all other community organizations, non-profit organizations. And you know what? They are able to issue receipts for tax exemption or tinatawag yan na charitable donations. So there are many ways to be able to, and we need to help. Now I'll share with you a very modest experience. In 1962-63, I, modesty aside, I was able to help build a 10-day mental health clinic in Baguio, adjacent to the Baguio General Hospital, because my board of management were very cooperative. They helped get all the resources available. And I believe the same spirit we could make representations, yung ating mga kaibigan, yung ating mga, they will be able to contribute if they know and believe our goals and objectives for the good of the community. Today, the mental health clinic in Baguio is flourishing, and it's a legacy that I'm very proud to share with. If that could be done in the Philippines, more so dito. Now that we have the community center, it's even easier. It's just a matter of getting some good-spirited people to help raise some funds. Pero hindi lang mga dalawa, tatlo, apat. No, we need the whole community to help. And then with a good, uh, hopefully and prayerfully, blessings of the federal government na magkaroon tayo ng tawag ng tax exempt na tinatawag na business number for charitable organizations. That is the key. Thank you. Thank you, Bert.
Okay. Thank you. I think, speaking of bayanihan, I think God has His own way to awaken us and to rediscover ourselves again and again. Because had it not been for this worldwide pandemic, the word pantry, which is very common in our place but seldom being practiced. But now, because of this pandemic, through the God's way of awakening us, we have opened up and not only sharing, but people are being conscious that what if everybody dies? I'll be alone in this world. What should I do? Should I put up a business? There will be no more competition. That's why. But that is God's way of awakening us. The word pantry is very much appreciated worldwide again because not in any country that being practiced, only in the Philippines. And this pantry, community pantry, was really a new word in the vocabulary of some foreigners. For us, it's a tradition. So we could always tribute the happenings and good blessings from the Lord. So we will be thanking Him again and that we are awakened with these calamities, and we Filipinos are really traditionally good-hearted and family-oriented, that we cannot just look and see what is our kababayans were being go astray and hungry, but we immediately share. Although the government might quite slow in response, but the non-government NGOs and private enterprises and corporations are doing a good job in sharing whatever they have, because that is what God said. Love is sharing. How could you enjoy when you see your fellow people are suffering unless you don't have heart?
Mm.
So we have to thank God in His own way to awaken us. So what could we do now? Because, okay, we have to accept the reality that the situation in the community is changing, of course, but we cannot just let change and don't follow it up. Of course, change is needed because we cannot always say that during our time we were like this, but our time is gone. We have to face the new system, the new activities, the modernization of the any facilities that we have. So we have to adapt ourselves. We have to be ready and be willing for a change. But change only in activities never change your heart for loving your humanity. So let's work together as what is way, because not one organization is run by one person. It's always, when it is an organization, every able hand is needed in order to reach the objective and progress of the organization. Hopefully, everybody will be awakened, because we cannot just say, dapat ginawa ninyo. Just, the word ninyo has to be changed. Nothing. So you involve yourself, just like just we cannot just tell somebody gawin ninyo kasi mabuti yan. What about you? I think the personal touch is always needed. You could suggest, but Be ready to extend your hand and your helping hand, and not only your talents, but efforts is also one of the materials in order to accomplish any objectives. We have so many anecdotes in the Philippines, but the one tamad stories, but the story mode because modernization is totally different. So we have to accept and adapt ourselves to the uh, modern technologies like this like the Zoom conference. You see how convenient it is. Orland is in South Shore. I'm here in downtown. I'm here in Coordinates, and we are talking face to face. Of course, the pandemic situation is solved, but we could continue the objectives and the project that we are proposing, if there's any. Adjust ourselves now. So we cannot just point fingers that because or uh, make an excuses. Excuses are gone. It's not no more because excuses doesn't solve problems. So it is an input. It's an actual job that has to be put together one by one, and we will be reaching the goals and objectives of the organization. Hopefully, everybody will be listening, and that I'm talking again nonsense, but nonsense could be sometimes sensible. So because lots of nonsense, you could pick up some sensible something. Okay. So, but we have to keep talking, and we'll pick up something what we needed. Maybe all suggestions were rampant and not achievable, as what they say. If you could conceive, you can achieve. I don't know, Pastor, if you agree with me, because any conceivable is achievable.
Of course, yes. And to tie that comment and your observation, my observation is that there is, I believe, a passive spirit of most Filipinos in our community in general to get involved because there is too much politics. There is too much politics instead of civic spirit. A non-profit organization such as the FAMAS and many Filipino organizations, especially in Montreal, and that is our main concern, needs civic spirited leaders. That means not interested in positions, not interested in making themselves known, not interested in getting their compare comare only to vote, but a responsible civic spirit leader, accountable, that can prove that this person is a reliable, a trustworthy leader, not for the position, but for the upliftment of the community to make it healthy and to be proud of. Ang nangyayari kasi, politiko sa eleksyon, wala nang ginawa, kundi politiko, they don't even, what this is, I'm generalizing, and I know what I'm saying. Kaya nag-stagnant yung FAMAS na yan to a point na may mga nadidinig ka, ano ba na nangyayari na dyan? Meron bang cancer yan? Naku, delikado yung cancer, ha? And I hope not. But, again, walang organization na perfecto. Knowing and believing that we should find solutions. And one best solution is get rid of the politicians. Look for genuine spirited leaders, preferably yung mga seasoned leaders na bago, let's say, from the Philippines, bagong arrival, new spirit, na hindi nila alam yung mga kamalian na nangyayari, then you will have a genuine spirit, new blood to provide a vibrant community who will help. Not only help, but rescue the perishing Filipino leadership in Montreal. Para at least naman pagka makapasyal tayo sa Toronto o may mga pupunta dito sa Toronto, nangungumusta, kumusta naman ang inyong komunidad? And then, mababalitaan naman nila na merong FAMAS, meron tayong mapakinabang or in a friendly gesture, uh, humi- with this spirit of humility na, well, meron kami community naman at yan, lumalago. But kung ganun nangyayari, like now that we know, ano masasabi natin? Baka mahihiya lang tayo. And then you will probably say, I'm sorry, I'm not involved. Oh no, directly or indirectly, basta nandito ka sa Montreal, you are a member of the Filipino community, period. Now, pag nalaman natin na merong sitwasyon na medyo shaky na get involved in helping out to resolve the issue. Huwag lang yun, sila na lang. Sila na lang. Hindi, walang mangyayari doon. Pareho sa bahay. Siya na lang maglalampaso, siya na lang magluluto, siya na lang lahat. Mahirap naman nata yun. Walang progreso ng ating tahanan. So, mayroon magluluto, may mag-gardening, may maglalampaso, may, So, yun we are implying, as I'm talking, that is the responsibility of good leadership. Good leadership.
Yeah,
That's what
but
we did.
where are those good leaders? Because I could always, I'm still proud of our group because it's the attitude. It's not the question of the monetary standings now. It's the attitude. Before, we take care one another. We are not competing. We see to it that every kababayan will be in good hands and will be supported when it comes to need. But actually, at that time, you don't even have to ask. The kababayan is already there. So, if you are new face in the town, they will greet you. Who are you? Where are you? From where are you? When did you arrive? Now it's not being practiced. The attitude has totally changed. They have to show off what they are not. But who cares? If you are millionaires in the Philippines, you are here just here for as a tourist, or you are just here because you're just for a vacation. Fine, good for you. But believe me, most of us came here because we need a job. We need to earn a better living. But to tell me that you are here because of change of atmosphere, why not? I believe you. So what makes you that special? But the important thing is, we are Filipinos. We have to be working together. So, as I have mentioned, when there is an activities of an organization, we have to support it because organization, not necessarily farmers, every organization needed support because if they grow, hopefully, of course, that depends on the management, but the objective is always all the same to build a better community. So, hopefully, the management and the officers will be sincere enough to oblige themselves to maintain and follow the objectives of an organization. So, but attitude has really changed. we could see nowadays that I'm receiving only $75 a week, but I'm contented. I'm happy. But now, $75 is change on their pocket. So what's the difference? Are they happier than us before? Still the same. The contentment of a person because we are happy with the $75. For now, $75 is a change on their pockets. So it's instead of the need becomes the greed. I can say that again. So what could we say now? So all we have to do is complain hard that we have to get united and support the needs of this organization because of course these officers are maybe quite reluctant or would not say bluntly that they are needed. They also need help because we could always respond. You run for you campaign for it, so you have to do your job. Of course, but officers alone cannot do the job. That's why it's called organization because you cannot be an officer or president unless there is a membership, and the membership has to support the officers in order to the organization has to grow and to progress and to attain its objectives. But where are our attitudes? We expect that organization is a financial institution that okay, my family is in trouble, I have problem in the Philippines, or let's say my family is uh, uh, financially setback. So what can you do as a member, as you are my mother organization? So I think we always have to go back to what Kennedy has said, that ask what you can do for your country, not what you can get from your country. That makes the country progressive. Maybe my quotation is not is wrong, but
No,
it
it is
boils
right.
down to the
Good.
same thing.
No, that's legit. It's true. It's right. Yeah. How can I help? Is actually what Kennedy was implying.
Yeah, that's the main
Can
objective
can
there.
I contribute to the country? It's not. I mean, that's the civic spirit that he was talking about. How can we improve our present situation, especially with farmers? Because I truly believe that before the election, each party should review the constitution and should know the responsibility of each one, from president to PRO or what other, so that they should know. And then after the election, once they have, for example, won, legally of course, then they should have a seminar, a seminar to review their responsibilities, and that will be very realistic for them to take responsibility as a team, to work as a team, and prove that they are worthy of their office, that they are worthy of the trust the members have given them. At the same time, before and during the election, they should abhor, they should never think of corrupting the constitution or the organization, because yung mga members na pupunta dun sa election with in good spirit, pure spirit, very innocent like a child, pupunta sila doon believing that the one they are voting is honest. And to their dismay, sometimes, because of what we learn and I'm hearing, may mga violations here and there. That's what we call corruption. And pagka yung mga leaders uh, peddle their corrupt ideas, ang mga membro nila became participants of a corrupt ideas and voted for a corrupt office. Kaya nakakahiya yung ganun. Let's pray na hindi na mangyayari yon. It's a waste of time, it's a waste of effort, it's a waste of face value. So, yun aking masuggest na yung mga sa preparation for kailan bang election ulit ng FAMAS na yan? June? August?
Hello, good evening,
Oh,
Pastor.
good evening. Good evening, Jonathan. June.
So, update tayo. Yung presidente ng PAMAS, hindi siya available ng gabi.
Ah. Aha.
Hindi siya available to be interview.
Okay.
Okay? So, binigyan natin siya ng option for sit-down interview or live interview anytime na available siya.
Aha.
Okay? So, yun ang update. Tingnan natin kung anong sagot niya next week.
Actually, ang duty ni President Webes, siya ang kasama ko sa FAMAS pag Webes.
Pero dinenied niya eh. Sabi ko, nandito ka ba pag Huwebes? Sabi niya, hindi. Nag-absent lang daw siya.
So, ang mga duty assigned there is just for a show. It's just for listing.
Kasi sabi niya, nag-absent lang daw siya ng Thursday.
Aha.
Okay, we'll see
Anyway,
kung ano. Kasi sabi niya, tatawag lang daw siya for schedule.
I think reform could also be done by the participation of the members. Because if the members are not interested, what's happening in the association,
But
the
ang problema
officers
kasi, Tata
have the
Bert,
tendency of making something else. But if the membership are very watchful and have the eye and want to know the result of every activities, the officers will be very careful in doing their own business.
Tata Bert,
If nobody is checking,
Tata
anything
Bert,
goes.
ang katotohanan, Tata Bert, wala namang miyembro ang PAMAS eh. Kasi lahat ng bumoto sa eleksyon, puro naman hakot yun eh. Paano naging miyembro yun? So wala silang pake.
But literally, they have a membership card, so they are
Oo,
members.
pero wala nga silang pake kasi nautusan nga sila na
That's
pumunta
how
doon.
politics is. Whether you like it or not, that politics.
Kaya nga tayo-tayo na lang ang nagmamalasakit. Hopefully, may iba pang magmamalasakit dyan. For now, walang ibang nagmamalasakit. At yung building na yan, you'll be surprised pag nawala kayo ay maibinta nila yan.
Wow.
Well, it
Okay?
was tried before.
What a
Okay?
shame.
So, yan ang ano ko dyan. Kasi sa ngayon kasi, ang katotohanan, wala naman talaga miyembro na nagmamalasakit ngayon dyan na tumitingin na. Kasi ang mga masipag na magbantay dyan, isa-isa nang nag-retire, isa-isa nang wala na. Yung iba, hindi na makalabas. So, pag hindi na ano yan, pag hindi tayo nakakita ng mga bagong miyembro na seryoso na magpa-member dyan at mag-care, ay will be surprised. Baka pag wala na kayo, ibinta na nila yan at sabihin na we'll buy another building tapos wala namang building na
Hindi,
mabibili.
hindi pwede yon. Hindi pwede yon. Kahit sino nakikinig ngayon. Hindi natin
Ang problema nga, Pastor, kung sino kasi nakaupo, sila kasi yung naghari-hari. Tapos, yung corruption dyan, ay lantaran naman. At saka, wala naman tunay na miyembro. Kasi, kaya nga walang nakikialam, walang nagtatanong. Kasi wala naman tunay na miyembro dyan eh. Kasi lahat ng nagpa-member dyan na bumoto, except doon sa mga nag-participate, na mga siguro 5% na pumunta mismo at kusang nagbigay ng kanyang membership
Yes.
fee para makatulong.
I'm listening.
Pero 90% puro mga
Hakot.
hakot. Hindi naman natin matawag na binayaran, kundi
Hakot.
pinakiusapan na pumunta doon at bumuto.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
Okay?
boy.
Which is yun naman talaga ang katotohanan. Kahihiyan o bakit? Kailangan malaman ng buong bayan, buong mundo ang kahihiyan kasi pag hindi nalaman, walang magbabago.
Jonathan, maraming salamat. Biglang sumakit yung tenga ko.
Yes, Pastor?
I cannot believe. No, sabi ko, I'm cracking a joke. Salamat dun sa information. I'm going to crack a joke. Parang biglang sumakit yung tenga ko. Yung kuryente. I can't believe what I'm
Yan
hearing.
naman talagang katotohanan dyan eh. Wala lang gustong umamin dahil nga'y kahihiyan. Kahit tanungin mo si Tata Bert, sasabihin niya na hindi totoo. Pero
Okay, alam mo, yes. I'll just give you, give me 20 seconds. Nung panahon namin in the 60s, well, kalimutan na yan, but I'm just going to give you a little history. Nung panahon namin, alam mo, pinipilit pa kung sino maging presidente. Walang election. Nung panahon namin.
Kaasan lang ng kamay yun, that's it.
Civic
Pilitan pa.
pilited lang, volunteer ang mga pagka wala ng okay ako, basta you help. That was the spirit in the 60s and the 70s. Pero ngayon, iba na eh. Sad to say. So, thank you for the background.
yes. So, tingnan natin kung tutugon kasi ang ano pa nga dyan eh, ang kasi sinabi ko naman sa kanya na wala namang intensyon na masama kundi gusto lang malaman ng buong community kung ano
Of
ang
course,
ano ang iyong project, ano ang
yes.
plano mo bilang isang presidente.
Okay,
And
I suggest that let's continue the campaign of change and transparency. Kailangan
yes,
malaman ng membership, anong
yes.
activities, magkanong gastos, magkanong kinita, at saka magkanong para sa building. Pag walang report, after 6 months, we'll ask again. So,
Uh, six, six,
hindi
6
dahil
months
sa
is too long.
walang resulta ang unang campaign natin ay give up tayo. Let's go on. Let's keep at the asking why. Saan na yun? Ano nangyari? Kasi pag walang nangyari, walang nagtatanong, pabingi-bingihan. Lalo silang mabingi kung walang nagtatanong.
Kaya nga eh. We'll give him 1 week. We'll give him 1 week na titingnan na yung schedule niya for the sit-down interview. Gusto daw niya sit-down interview or live. At saka yung computer sa PAMAS, ready naman yun for live interview.
Very good.
Kahit sino doon, pwedeng humarap na. Kung gusto nilang ma-interview ng mga dignitaries na pwede naman silang rumeply doon kasi na yon,
Yeah.
ready na
Okay,
yon.
para hindi, let's continue that the community needed transparency. That's all. Anong nangyari? Bakit ganito? Wala kaming sagot. Anong alam namin dyan? Pwede ba paliwanag? Or something like that. We have to continue asking kung maaaring tatlong tanong natin bingi pa sila. Pero sa araw-araw mong tanong siguro palagay ko magigising na rin yan.
Very good. Thank you, Jonathan, for the update. We will respect yung kanyang request and na magsabi siya na kung anong convenient niya. Tama yun. We wait another week and yung sabi niya hindi siya pwede ng gabi. Paano yun? During the day, pwede mo i-tape o?
Kasi maaring may kasagutan sila na hindi natin alam. So, baka mayroon silang alam na sagot na hindi nila kasalanan or maaring wala silang pagkukulang, ibang taong may pagkukulang, dapat malaman natin yan. No? Kasi hindi natin dahil
Kailangan
alam
din
nila
natin,
sinalakaw po, sila kagad ang guilty. Not necessary, so we have to check that.
kailangan din natin madinig kasi 1 month na lang, in June, magdi-declare na sila kung may election o wala. So we need to know.
Oh.
Kasi itong August na to is due date ng election.
Oh,
according to the Constitution.
so June ang August ang election?
Yeah, because the tenure will start September 1st.
Okay, August. Okay. Aha. Okay. Hmm.
Yun ang ano. Well, yun ang latest update. Tapos, Tata Bert, ano yun? Merong Sabado, merong palm tree, ang Pamas. Meron silang
May pantry sila kasi nangungulikti rin sila. Actually, they pull out from the pocket that because mayroong Filipinos na family na na confined bang ball family. So nobody is helping them. So they are trying to extend the monetary and food subsistence for these sick people. Kasi sino magtulungan na yun? Halimbawa, kagaya ko, walang pamilya. Pag namatay ako bukas, the community will be looking at me. Okay, not responsible, but they have to say, oh, kakababayan natin dyan. How I say, that's all. I think that's good enough. Whether you like it or not, may magsasabi rin ganun. At likewise, sa gayon, dahil sa nagkasakit ng COVID na yan, whole family, so, contribution sila, kung sino mag-donate, welcome to help them the subsistence of this family and other poor family who would come. So they ask them to for registration para the donation, they could get the donation from Pramas at proper time scheduling. So there will be no crowding. So likewise, if you have something else to give, they are welcome and they can be disseminated by farmers to the needy. So, not only
sinong gusto magpatago,
to dole out
Pamas?
also.
Sa Tagalog, sinong gusto magpatago doon? Sinong gustong magpatago ng kanilang blessing at sinong gustong kumuha ng tinago? Pantry, paano ba yun?
Pantry, yeah. Actually, mga pagkain, mabigat, dilata, mga non-perishable goods,
Kaya nga, nakatago na sa Pamas. Sinong gustong
Hindi,
kumuha?
kasi sila bumili, alangan naman nilang saan itatago yun. Binila nila,
Diba?
nag-ambag-ambag
Yung
sila.
meaning ng pantry, itago.
Ang
Kalimutan mo na.
pantry is taguan. Hindi
Yun, taguan. Kaya nga. O yun, natago na.
Stock room. Actually, stock room yun.
O yun, nakastack na sa Pamas. Kaya kung sinong gustong kumuha,
Yeah.
magpalista.
Yes.
At sino yung gustong magtago sa stock room, welcome.
Iyo na yun, di ba? Tatago.
Hindi, sinong gustong magdala?
Ayun.
Oy, sus.
Mag-contribute, mag-abuloy. Hindi tago, mag-abuloy para pamigay sa mga tao. Mag-ambag.
Ayun.
Tagalog. Contribute, ambag.
Okay, so abangan natin kung may resulta yan. Baka next Friday, i-play natin yan dito. Yung kanyang interview.
That will be good credit also. At least you are done humanitarian.
Hopefully.
Excuse me, anong pangalan noon? Under FAMAS or under what?
Romeo Remigio, yung presidente, current sitting president.
Yun ang project niya.
Hindi, yung interview po, Pastor.
No, we're talking about yung stock room, yung pantry na sinasabi.
Pantry. Yun yung lahat sila.
Yun ang project
mga officers nag-iipon ng mga materials na mga murahin lang na mapamigay na mga non-perishable to help the subsistence of this family.
Pastor,
yes.
You know naman ang Pilipino, walang originality, kung anong uso, siyang gagawin.
Well, yung imbitasyon mo dito sa programa, the farmers should take advantage. As a matter of fact, they should have requested because of your coverage, yung mga worthy projects na yan, ano ang the best
Ang alam yata nila pastor ano lang yung dyaryo at saka TV, which is yung TV kasi hanggang
well,
Montreal lang yun.
medyo lahat ng media, ang technique niyan, well, modesty aside, professionally, when I was in the community, not necessarily including farmers mano, you prepare a press release. Give all the
Okay.
details, yung plano mo.
Um,
That's the professional way of sharing your ideas and informing the community or a specific group, for example, farmers. Unahin mo muna ang membro mo, and then kung ano ang mga project ng mga yung hinihingi natin ngayon, yun dapat i-presenta nila.
alright. So, time na. Papaalam
Okay,
na
bago
ako.
tayo magpapaalam,
Maraming
I
salamat.
would like to acknowledge our supporters. Yes, Chin Chang, Bai, si Deji Love, okay, so much Bai and Etzere, and so many people here are listed, and thank you guys for making your appearance, because without you, my show will be dead, and Norberto and Jonathan, I'll be cut off. So, thank you for your support. La Esperanza Venture, Ronald Serolf, and by again, Sin Clavillo. Okay.
Sama mo na si Lot G at saka si TC143 sa Japan.
Sin Chang, sino siya? Si Bai? DJ Love? What's that? Magkanong midnight? Mga kapatid, isa rin
Okay, ayos
ako,
na yan. Babay na sa lahat.
retirado. Ang tawag sa akin ng misis ko ay retarded. Si Cohen word. Retarded. Why not? Yeah, enjoy whatever you call you, because the mere fact that sister recognize you is a good one already. Tot J. TC
Okay.
143. Yeah.
Okay, bye
Okay,
Pastor, bye
mabuhay.
Tata Bert.
Mabuhay. Please
Next Friday ulit.
tayo lahat. Thank you. Maraming salamat.
Kanina,
Subscribe.
ako first shot kanina.
Subscribe.
Okay. At music